The Starloom Meadow. You come up the last of the long soft rise in the last gray light of the evening, out of the closed dark of the valley and up onto the open shoulder of the hill, and as your feet find the level ground, the whole wide meadow opens out before you, and the sky opens out above it, and very slowly, so gently you cannot say the moment it begins, the light begins to come. It is not the light of day, which is behind you now and finished. It is a softer and a stranger and a kinder light, and it comes on the way sleep comes into a tired mind, without your ever noticing the turn of it, only that the world which was gray and dim and ordinary a little while ago is now full of a low and living glow. Threads of pale starlight caught and held in the tall soft grasses and lying strung along every blade of dew, and overhead a slow aurora waking in the deep of the sky, so that the whole wide meadow lies breathing quiet light beneath. Rivers of soft color. All the long day you cross the loud, bright, hurrying world, its noise and its business and its weight, but the day is behind you now, and the long rise has carried you gently up out of it. And here on the open shoulder of the hill there is nothing left to do, and nowhere left to be but here, in the cool soft dusk, where a place has been kept for you, and a low light has been lit, and someone quiet is walking out across the grass to meet you and put you to sleep. You have come to the Starloom Meadow for the long night's rest, and there is no gentler place in all the wide, soft world. Out across the tall, soft grass, under the slow waking aurora, the whole meadow glows, the starlight caught low in the grasses, the threads of light strung bead by bead along the dew. The little drifting lights that wander the field slow and unhurried like the last warm sparks of a banked fire, and above it all the great slow curtains of the aurora, pale green and rose and violet, lifting and falling across the deep of the sky the way a curtain lifts and falls in a warm room where the window is. Open the least amount to the night. The meadow is wide and open and safe, rolling away soft and low on every side into the gentle dark, and there is no wall to it and no edge that presses on you, only the long grass and the low lights and the wide slow sky. And the whole of it lies so still that the light itself seems to hum, low and soft, a sound below all sound, the sound the meadow makes as it settles for the night. Word came ahead of you across the grass, passed from blade to blade, and from dewdrop to dewdrop, and from one small light to the next. Someone is coming up the long rise in the dusk. Wake the lights, wake the aurora, make the grass ready. So here you are, at the meadow's edge, and out across the glowing field the lights drift slow, and someone is walking out to meet you and keep you through the night. You come to where the path gives out into the grass, and the last of the trodden way goes soft and green beneath you, and you stand a moment at the edge of the glowing meadow and let it take you in. The grass stands tall and soft all round, hip-high and gentle, and it moves the least amount in the cool, still air, a slow, low sway that runs across the whole field like a long, slow breath, and every blade of it carries its thread of caught starlight, and every bead of dew along it holds a little cool point of glow, so that the whole meadow lies strung and beaded with soft light, low and silver and endless, a field of stars grown up out of the ground to answer the stars above. And above, the aurora moves, slow and enormous and utterly quiet, great soft curtains of pale color lifting up the deep of the sky and sinking down again, green going to rose and rose going to violet, folding and unfolding without hurry and without sound. So slow you feel it more than see it, a slow bright weather of the high air keeping its long calm watch over the sleeping field. And it is not noise, none of it, it is the opposite of noise. It is the sound and the sight of a whole world going quietly and contentedly to sleep, and it folds around you and asks nothing of you, but that you look and listen and grow still. Out across the glowing grass, without hurry, a low warm light comes toward you through the dusk, and behind it, carrying it easy at their side, is the shepherd of the meadow, come out across the field to meet you and walk you in. The shepherd of the Starloom is old the way the open hills make people old, weathered and lean and easy, wrapped in a long soft cloak the color of deep grass and dusk. With a broad calm face, all kindly creases, and a pair of quiet dark eyes that have watched a great many nights come down over the meadow and been troubled by none of them. In one hand they carry a low lantern, but it is a strange soft lantern, for it is full not of flame, but of the same caught starlight that lies in the grass, a slow cool glow held gentle in a globe of horn, and it lays a soft round pool of light over you both as they come near. There you are, they say, in a voice as low and even and unhurried as wind moving through far grass. Come up out of the day now, and out across the meadow with me, and mind your slow, soft steps in the grass. There's nothing left to hurry to. The grass is deep, and the dew is cool, and the lights are all come out, and there's no better place in all the world to set down the whole long day than out under the Aurora with the soft grass to lie in. Come along, and let me walk you in. And they turn the soft lantern back out across the field, and you step down into the tall cool grass, and you go out into the glowing meadow together, slow and easy, toward the low drifting lights. And now you are walking out into the meadow, and there is nothing you need do but follow the soft swaying lantern and set one slow foot after another through the deep cool grass. The grass parts soft around your knees as you go, whispering the gentlest whisper that grass can whisper, and it closes soft behind you, and it is cool and green-smelling and clean, and here and there as you brush through it a little drifting light lifts up ahead of you, unhurried, and floats a slow arc through the dark and settles again further on, going nowhere, in no haste at all. The dew wets your feet and your hands the least cool amount, and where you touch the grass the caught starlight in it stirs and glows a little brighter for a moment and then settles, so that you walk out across the field leaving the faintest slow wake of light behind you, and it fades gentle to nothing as the meadow smooths itself again. The air is cool and soft and smells of green grass and cold clean dew and the far-off high smell of the night sky itself, and above you the aurora lifts and falls, and its slow soft colors wash down across the whole meadow and across you as you go, so that you walk out under rivers of pale light through a field of low glowing grass, and the shepherd walks ahead of you, easy and slow, the soft lantern swaying, saying a low word now and then over their shoulder only to keep you company, and the meadow grows deep and glowing and endless all around. And as you go, the meadow shows you more of itself, slow and unhurried, one soft glowing reach of it after another. Here the grass grows a little taller and a little softer, and the caught starlight in it lies thicker, so that you wait a while through a low silver tide of it, cool about your knees, and the little lights lift and part before you and close gentle again behind. And here the ground dips the least amount, and the dew lies deeper, and the glows gather closer, drifting up slow around you as you pass and settling slow again into the grass once you are by. And here a low soft rise lifts you the gentlest amount, and the whole wide field opens out below, glowing and endless under the slow aurora, so still and so quiet and so full of soft, even light that you stop a moment only to look at it, and the shepherd stops with you, easy and patient, and says nothing at all, only holds the soft lantern low and lets you look your fill. There is no end to the meadow that you can see, and no edge to it that presses on you, only the low glowing grass rolling away soft on every side into the gentle dark, and the slow lights wandering it, and the great slow sky moving above. And it is all of it kept for you to walk through tonight, slow and easy, with the soft lantern going on ahead, and nothing at all to hurry for. The shepherd brings you at last to the low soft heart of the meadow, where the ground dips the gentlest amount into a wide shallow hollow, out of what little cool air moves across the open field, and here the grass grows deepest and softest of all. And here the little drifting lights gather thickest, and here they have made a place for you. This is where you'll lie tonight, the shepherd says, holding the soft lantern low so its cool glow falls over the deep grass. The hollow keeps the least breeze off you, and the grass is deep enough to take your whole weight soft, and the lights like to gather here, and I keep my watch from just there. Lie yourself down in it, and get the last of the day out of your bones. And they spread a long soft cloak of woven grass and warm wool over the deepest of the grass, turned down and waiting, and you sink down into it, low to the good cool earth and easy, and the deep grass takes your whole weight and gives it back to you as rest. Cool where the night air touches you, and warm where you draw the soft cloak up, and something in you that had been holding on all the long day quietly begins to loosen. You lie in the deep soft grass in the low heart of the meadow, and you turn your slow gaze up, and above you the whole aurora fills the sky. It moves so slowly and so quietly and so without any hurry at all that watching it is like watching the breath of some great and gentle sleeping thing, the soft curtains lifting up the deep dark and sinking down again, green folding into rose and rose folding into violet, and all of it folding down at last into the soft field of stars behind, and it goes on, slow and endless and calm, asking nothing of you, keeping its long bright watch whether you follow it or no. That's the aurora, the shepherd says softly, settling down onto the grass a little way off. It comes out most nights, slow and soft, and it goes on all the night through, and it asks for nothing but to be let move. You needn't keep the watch on it. Only look as long as it's easy, and let your eyes go soft, and let them close when they will. The lights will keep the sky, and I will keep the lights, and the whole meadow will keep the dark, and not one part of it is yours to keep. And you watch the slow soft colors lift and fall across the deep of the sky, and your eyes are heavy now and slow, and the aurora swims the gentlest amount when you blink, and the grass is cool and deep around you, and the little lights drift slow all across the field. And now the drifting lights of the meadow gather in close and soft around your low bed in the hollow, the shepherd's slow flock of little cool glows, and they settle into the deep grass all round you, near but never touching, a low ring of gentle silver light, each one drifting the least slow amount and then going still, so that you lie in a soft cup of starlight down in the deep of the field. They are warm to look at though they give no heat, and they are slow, and they are calm, and they seem to breathe, brightening the gentlest amount and dimming again, slow and slow. And the slow soft pulse of them is so even and so unhurried that without ever meaning to you begin to breathe along with it, in as they brighten, out as they dim, slow and deep and easy. They gather to the sleeping, the shepherd says softly, from their place in the grass. That's all they do, and all they've ever done. They find the ones come out to rest, and they settle in close, and they keep the soft light around them all the night through, and they ask for nothing back. You'll sleep the deeper for the ring of them, and the slow pulse of them besides. There's no better way to fall asleep in all the meadow than down in the deep grass, with the little lights gathered soft around you, and the whole slow aurora overhead. and you let your slow gaze rest on the nearest of them, brightening and dimming, and it slows you further still, down and down, toward the soft edge of sleep. And the longer you lie in the soft ring of them, the slower and the deeper your breathing goes, until you are not counting it at all and not keeping it at all, only letting it happen, in as the little lights brighten and out as they dim, slow and slower still. The grass is deep and cool beneath you, and the woven cloak is warm above, and where the two of them meet is exactly the temperature of rest, and your whole weight has gone down soft into the deep of the field, and there is not one part of you now that is holding on to anything at all. The far edges of the meadow have gone soft and dim, and the Aurora overhead has gone slow and blurred and gentle, and the little lights around you have drawn in close and warm, so that the whole wide glowing world has narrowed down kindly to this one soft cup of starlight in the deep grass where you lie. And it is enough, and it is more than enough, and it is warm, and it is safe, and it is kept, and there is nowhere left in all of it to go but down, and softly down into the deep of the good grass and the soft of the coming sleep. A little way off in the deep grass, quiet under the slow aurora, the shepherd keeps the night, and you watch them through your heavy, slow eyes as the soft, dark folds deeper round you. Now and then they lift the soft horn lantern and pass it slow across the field, and where its cool glow falls the little lights lift and answer and settle again, so that the whole meadow stays gently lit, even and low and constant, all the night through. Now and then a little drifting light strays too far out toward the dark edge of the field, and the shepherd only turns the lantern its way, patient and unhurried, and the small light comes drifting slow back into the flock, and all is soft and whole again. And they do not talk unless you would like it, only sit there easy in the glow, keeping the lights, keeping the sky, keeping the long soft night. You need not keep any part of yourself awake tonight, they say softly, when they see your eyes going slow. I keep the lights, and the lights keep the sky, and the grass keeps you soft, and the whole wide meadow keeps the dark, and not one thing of it all is yours to keep. Your only task tonight is to let go, one small piece at a time, and be kept. Let your hands go loose in the cool grass. Let your eyes go closed. There's nothing out there in the dark but the sleeping field, and nothing here around you but soft light, and I'm right here in the grass, and I'll be here the whole night through. And something in you that had stayed awake and watchful all your life, out of long habit, quietly and gratefully lies down. When your eyes at last go heavy and slow and will not lift again, the shepherd rises soft and comes and draws the warm woven cloak up gentle over you, and settles it round your shoulders where the cool night air had found them, and tucks the deep grass in soft against your side, so that you lie warm and low and held in the very heart of the glowing field. The little lights draw in the gentlest amount closer, a soft ring of slow silver, and overhead the aurora lifts and falls, green to rose to violet and down into the soft stars. And all across the wide meadow the grass carries its threads of caught starlight, and the dew holds its cool small glows, and the whole field lies breathing quiet light beneath the slow bright sky. The low grass sways the least amount in the cool still air, a long slow breath running across the whole meadow, and the dew settles cool and clean, and the slow lights pulse soft around you, and you sink down into the deep soft grass the way the night settles onto the field, slow, and easy and glowing and kept. And now there is nothing left to do at all. The shepherd sits quiet a little way off in the deep grass, keeping the lights, tending the flock, watching the slow aurora move. The little lights pulse slow and soft in their gentle ring around you, and your breath goes with them, in and out, slow and deep and easy. The aurora holds its long, calm watch across the deep of the sky, lifting and falling, green to rose to violet, and the caught starlight glows low in the grass, and the cool dew holds its small, clean points of light, and the whole wide meadow drifts on into the night. The lights of the Starloom carry you now, the way the soft lantern carried you out across the field, slow and sure, and never once hurried, down and down and down, out of the long day, and into the deep, soft, glowing night. There is nothing to keep. There is nothing to carry. There is nowhere to be but here, warm and low and kept, in the softest deep grass in the heart of the glowing meadow, with the little lights gathered soft around you and the slow aurora overhead. The lights will keep. The grass stays deep. The aurora will move, and it will move all the long night through, and be moving still, slow and soft and bright, whenever you should ever wish to come back up the long low rise in the failing light and be walked out across the meadow and lain down in the deep grass and kept again. Sleep now. The meadow keeps you. Sleep. Sleep.